And as any champion will tell you, when you're the champion, they have to beat you. You don't have to beat them.
That's right. The champion is always...
It's a one-fall, 30-minute time limit. Blade Boudreaux, as you can see in the ring, will be taking on the Big Hurt Curtain Reigns as the referee holds up the strap, John, high above his head. And, of course, you can see it right there in your screen. This is going to be a very hard, brutal contest. Kurt Reigns looks very good. As you can see, Kurt Reigns is a native of Dallas, Texas, and he's having some problems with the locals here in Denham Springs, Louisiana. He wants to take that Louisiana title back to Dallas, Texas, and a lot of people don't like that, John, and rightfully so.
Well, Dallas, Texas is definitely one of the hotbeds of the sport, and Reigns, Reigns, look at this guy. I mean, he's, a Texan, he's a very proud competitor, and he's coming to this bout. He's just ready to dominate, and again, it's a champion, it's a certain kind of brashness. I don't want to necessarily use the term cocky.
This guy impressed me so much, John, at the Plaquemine show when he won the title in the first place at the Battle Royal at the Civic Center. And despite the fact, as you can see in the screen, that he's having problems with the fans here because he's from Dallas, and obviously Denham Springs is not in Texas, and he's definitely going to be the heel in this contest, and it looks like Blade Boudreaux has that in his favor. As the fans let Big Hurt Kurt Reigns, he lets them know what they think of Texas.
That's right. They don't have too much respect for the Lone Star State at this point, it looks like, David. Of course, the Lone Star State has given us some of the all-time greats in the sport. I can give you a who's who list, and we know who they all are, of guys who have really come from Texas. Families who have made wrestling, reshaped wrestling, have come from Texas, and Texas is just a hotbed. And now Kurt Reigns is in the ring, and
Deep South also wrestles with coastal states, John, around the Louisiana area as well as into Texas. Kurt Reigns has he's made a huge name for himself in the NWA Texas, NWA Southwest, and here in Deep South, winning that belt only means that he's just showing that he has that much power, and that's proof in the pudding right there. He's got that strap around his waist as a Deep South wrestling champ. And we have yet to begin this contest, John, because the fans won't let Kurt Reigns get focused.
That's right. The referee has called for the bell, but the bell's been rung, but they're still waiting, because it looks like they're more concerned about the fans at this point. One of them's just going to charge at the other at any point now. I have a feeling right there, David. Kind of like we've seen in some points tonight. There we are.
Finally, we have a collar and elbow. Look at the power of Kurt Reigns.
Yeah, this kind of guy who could probably push the ring out the way if he wanted to.
Well, obviously he's bigger than Blade Boudreaux, and we haven't seen what Blade really can do yet. I really don't know too much about Blade. He's a newcomer here to Deep South, but to be the #1 contender to the Deep South title means a lot.
Well, having stood next to Blade in the ring during that interview, I can tell you Blade is no little fella himself. He's a pretty well-sized competitor. Blade has wrestled quite a bit in the Tennessee area for the NWA Music City area. Burt Prentice, the promoter up there. And in the Power Pro area, that's a feeding ground for the WWF. He's also wrestled in Mississippi, a 3-year competitor. He has held numerous titles. So Boudreaux is no stranger to the gold either, David.
Again, it seems that they're trying to feel each other out right now. As Big Hurt's still having a lot of problems with the fans here at ringside. And it's unfortunate because Kurt Reigns is a hell of an athlete, and when they finally wrestle, as they finally get back to that second collar and elbow tie-up, eventually in the ropes, and as you see Kurt going right to work him, Kurt is a technical wrestler.
Yeah, He's
a big boy.
Kurt's a very smart wrestler. Kurt knows that it's as much a psychological sport as it is physical, and Reigns right there, getting right back up to his feet, but he gets swept right back down on a nice takedown by Blade Boudreaux.
Fans, don't forget, coming up next, our main event, Team Extreme. Kit Carson and Chris Germany, the team that single-handedly, along with Public Enemy, destroyed the Iberville Parish Civic Center, and they're still cleaning it up, John.
David, that was a hard match to call. For first night for you and me, that's kind of like our baptism by fire, so to say. And there wasn't much less to our broadcast area or anything else.
No. Team Extreme is going to take on Murder Incorporated, the team that I had the opportunity to speak with after getting roughed up by the legendary one-man game. But you got to love the guy. He's a big ox, but he's a great guy. And Kevin Northcutt. And as I mentioned in the ring, I saw these guys wrestle in Houma last year. The gang was the Mid-South champ. Kevin Northcutt was his #1 contender. They didn't like each other. Nice slam by Northcutt, I should say by the champ in the ring, Kurt Reigns. They don't like each other then, but apparently they're going to put their differences aside tonight, and they're going to try and take care of Team Extreme, which is not exactly an easy task. You know?
David, you'd be amazed at the guys who get cheers who don't really like each other. You know, but they know it's business. Wrestling is a business. It's not a friendship. It's business in the ring. You throw the friendship out as soon as you walk right through those ropes, Dave. And
now he goes for the pin. He's got a 1 count. He picked him up.
Oh, that was I don't know about that, David.
Well, he's the champ. He's the champ. I guess he dictates the match. But then, as we were saying earlier, fans, Team Extreme will take on Murder Inc. That's going to be our main event right after this one here on KTTE, a Root Television production. This is Deep South Wrestling. We are in the North Park Rec Center in Needham Springs, Louisiana. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And you see Boudreaux getting scooped up by the Pain, Kurt Reigns, going for 1-2. And
he got a 2 count on him.
Out.
Kicked out. Kurt Reigns, again, retaining control in the match, taking his time. Going to set him up for a nice suplex right on the small of the back.
That's right.
And Boudreaux hit that ring hard, and that ring's not soft, John. We both win that ring. We know how soft it is.
Now look at this. Going cocky again, trying to pin him with a finger.
There.
Yes. But you know, one thing you got to give both of these men credit for, they have not taken the match out of the ring very much. They have stayed inside the ring. They have stayed pretty much to wrestling. Really, I mean, there hasn't been any illegal maneuver. Oh, never mind, David. Right there, he got a little chop right under the legs. And
a little low blow action there by the champ. You got to do what you got to do to defend that title.
Maybe I spoke too soon, David. He's got him now, and again, he's turning right to the crowd.
Wait a minute. This is a big guy. This is a big guy, John, to be going up to the second rope. He's going to come off. He misses. He missed that elbow hard. Blade Boudreaux was too quick for him.
That was a tactical error there by the Pain, Kurt Reigns, who's feeling a bit of pain himself as he is now taken up to the mat by Blade Boudreaux.
Boudreaux whips him into the ropes. Kurt Reigns, nice back elbow by Boudreaux. He's going to come off the ropes again. Nice knee right to the face. He's going for the pin. We got a 1, we got a 2, and he kicked out.
And he's got him right up. You're not going to be able to pin a guy like Reigns 5-10 minutes into the match. It's going to take a slow, methodical wear down to take Reigns out. Reigns is just too tough a competitor.
Kurt Reigns in the rope. Boudreaux's taking way too long, John. He's going to go for it, and right there.
Yep.
You talk about tactical errors. There was one.
There's one right there, David. No question about it.
Kicked in the gut. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Big sexy Kevin Nash. Are we going to see big sexy Kevin Nash? He's got him up. There it is.
That power bomb.
Power bomb. 1, 2. Academic John DuPont.
Yep, that's all she wrote.
Your winner and still Deep South Wrestling champ, the Big Hurt Kurt Reigns.